Excited to be here to kick off this event and to celebrate the opening of this beautiful new building. Before I get started, I would like to introduce a few people that have been how are we doing on sound out there? Okay. I would like to introduce a few people that have been instrumental and that are just such strong partners with us. If there is anybody here from the Career College Pathways staff or that works on that for our district, could you just raise your hand? Thank you for all of the opportunities that you're providing to our students. We do have the Mayor of Hillsboro here. Mayor Callaway is here. And I believe I saw Christy Wilson, also with the City of Hillsboro, and PCC board member. Thank you for coming as well. I'd like to introduce Jill Golay, who's a strong partner of ours with the president of HCA. We've also got Robbie Hammond, who's the city manager, somewhere out there. And we've got board member for the Hillsboro School District, Yadira Martinez, who you will get to hear a little bit later. I'd also like to recognize Lucas Coe, who wrote the music that you were just listening to, as well as performed it. So thank you for that. So many people have shared in the vision of this project, and you're going to be hearing from some of those folks today. We'd also like to point out some of our school to career partners, the Washington County Chamber, Adelante Mujeres, and PCC and OHSU. For all of your partnership, we thank you for that. It's been almost a year since we broke ground and started construction on this building, and since that time, a lot has happened on this campus. We've embarked on a renaming and rebranding project. It's now called the Oak Street Campus. It's going to help us better reflect the district-wide services that we have running out of this building. We've also been able to consolidate a lot of programs into the Oak Street campus and into this new building. I'm happy to be here to dedicate this building today, and we'll do that a little bit later. But there's a variety of folks that I would love to have the opportunity for you to hear from. And the first one is Stan Miller. And Stan Miller has been a longtime advocate for alternative education. In fact, I would say he's the pioneer in Hillsboro for alternative education. And he had a strong belief that just because a student didn't fit into the traditional school program or traditional school, that they shouldn't live a life of less and they should not have less opportunity. And for that, for all those years ago, Stan, we thank you for your vision and everything that you've done on behalf of our students. And we'd like to give Stan an opportunity to share some of his thoughts and share some more. Stan?
Thank you, Mike. I was thinking this morning of the very first meeting we had when we got the exhilarating news that we were going to be allowed to open an alternative school. And at our first meeting, an expression became popularized. That expression was, school success will never be a one-size-fits-all proposition. I love that, and I believe it as much today. School success will never be a one-size-fits-all proposition. When we first met to talk about alternative education, we explored different ways of thinking about things, alternative ways, non-typical ways of thinking about things. This meeting this morning is a good example of that, I think. It's a continuation of that same idea. When I retired, as most of you know, the school board and the superintendent, who at that time was Nikki Squire, saw fit to attach my name to what was going on here, which has been a non-ending source of pride and satisfaction since this became the Miller Education Center. I believe this about the new program that's coming. I believe it should not be seen as an end of one program, the Miller Education Center, and the beginning of another. I think it's a transition. I think it's a continuation. The plan is, as I understand it, to take the good things, the successful things that have happened here as part of Miller Ed, to incorporate them into a basic school program structure, to add other things that we know will work because they're working now, either in Hillsboro or somewhere else in the country. And to use those components to provide an opportunity that will help more kids become successful, right? And to experience school success. I support that 1,000%. I know my name's going to disappear. Been a great source of pride and satisfaction to have my name associated with the program. So I appreciate the recognition this morning by the superintendent. Again, I think the new planning, and I commend those of you that have already been involved and will continue to be involved with the implementation here. It's a can't miss. It's the right idea at the right time. God bless you. Thank you, Mike.
All right, thank you, Stan, for your vision years ago and for everything that you've done for kids. At this point, I'd like to introduce Yadira Martinez. This is kind of a full circle moment for her, and she'll tell you a little bit about that. Yadira is one of our board members, and she is a tireless advocate for kids. She has a deep belief that all kids can be successful, and we need to provide those circumstances in which they can be successful. And when she says all kids, there's no exceptions and no excuses for that. Such a positive and strong advocate for us. And I'd like to introduce Yadira to say a few words.
Thanks, Mike. So I'd just like to start out by thanking Stan for celebrating with us today and for all his efforts on behalf of our district and our students. It's really been, oh, you can? Like I have to press it against the mic? Is this one better? Okay, great. So I can start from the beginning again. I wanted to start off by thanking Stan for everything he's done on behalf of our district and our students. It's been an honor and a privilege to benefit from your continued support. And as a graduate of Hillsboro Alternative School, this is like full circle for me, and I truly thank you for everything you've done.
Wow. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here and celebrate with you all today and welcome you to this dedication. Many people were responsible behind the construction of the Hillsboro Pathway Center, including my fellow board members, members of the Citizens Bond Oversight Committee, district staff, the project staff at Cornerstone Management Group, BLRB Architects, AKS Engineering, PCS Structural Solutions, Sazen Group, and the contractors from 5 Star Builders. Thank you for your contributions in making this happen today. The $4.3 million in funding was provided not only by the 2017 Hillsboro School District Bond, but also through Oregon State Measure 98 to help advance on-track graduation and readiness for career in college. This certainly would not have been possible without the support of our voters, education partners, and community. On behalf of the district, I thank you all. The Pathway Center on Oak Street campus is about the future. It is dedicated to students' academic success and reaching their life goals. It is dedicated to the future of our students to become productive and contributing members of our communities. Academic, career, and college services and programs are being centralized in this downtown accessible building, and all students are welcome here to explore, plan, act on, and eventually launch into their future pathways. This bond is about fulfilling our promise to the community, not just with wonderful physical spaces like this building, but by providing the foundations for Hillsboro's students to achieve their own future promise as individuals. The Pathway Centers will be an integral toolkit for our students for many years to come. I was having a conversation with my husband last night about the Pathway Center and everything that's going to be housed here, and he's a graduate of like 95, so a long time ago, and he was like, I really wish that they had something like this when we were in school. So it is, as a board member And as a parent of students that are in this district, it's so awesome to see the growth that has happened. And it just keeps getting better. And as a parent, this is, I mean, what all parents want for their kids is more opportunities, more choices to really fulfill their potential. And this is what this building will bring. It's going to bring everyone together, and any student that has questions about their future is going to find the person here that's going to help them reach where they want to go. So I'm so proud that we have the Pathway Center, and I'm sure this is going to be an example for other districts to follow. So now I'd like to introduce Hillsboro Mayor Steve Callaway, who has a long history with the district as an educator and an administrator, and can speak to the importance of the Pathway Center in our community.
Well, good morning. Nice to, even though it's through foggy glasses, it's nice to see all of you. Many times I have asked groups of people to think of where you are at this point in your life and think about that one bit of opportunity or that one bit of support that you received. Think about where you are in your role, your income, your education level, your job, where you live, and think, what was it that brought you here? And almost all of us can go back to a time of opportunity or support. And that is why the Pathway Center is so important, because it is providing opportunities and support. And with opportunity, with the support, for our young adults comes resilience, comes hope, comes optimism, comes a sense of purpose, and comes a clearer direction for what they can do and what they want to do with their lives. So that is why I am so excited for this morning. And thank you to the visionaries, thank you to the workers who have brought all of this about today. Now, as mayor, this is so important, because when we have individuals who are well educated and well trained and positive and hopeful, that makes for a healthier city. And when we have businesses who look to expand or to relocate here, we often hear, tell us about your workforce. Tell us about your workforce training. Businesses don't want to cannibalize from other businesses, because if they do, they know their time will come and somebody will take their workers from them. So they really want a broader, diverse, skilled pool of workers. And that's also what the Pathway Center helps to provide. So again, thank you as an old educator. Thank you as an old mayor who's still in the job. Thank you for making Hillsboro a better place, but also thank you for enriching the lives and giving students better lives. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mayor Callaway. And for those of you who don't know, Mayor Callaway used to be a principal for us and was an awesome principal, well loved by his community, and still an incredibly strong partner for this Hillsboro School District. He loves the city and loves the students that are in this district. So, Mayor Callaway, thank you very much. I would like to introduce a couple people. I saw one of our board members, Erica, came in after I'd done the introduction. Many of you know Erica. She is such a strong community leader and has just a legacy of service for students in our district. So thank you for being here as well. I would also like to recognize the staff and students that are out here today that currently work at this location. I know a number of them had to go back in, but if you're here, would you just raise your hand and let us thank you for your dedication to our students. All right, about 4 years ago, Dale came to me and she said, I've got this idea. And usually when Dale says, I have this idea, you say, how much is this going to cost, Dale? And it turns out all she wanted was a new building. And we talked about that, okay, what is the benefit of this building going to be? And like Stan mentioned, Dale Dale's also one of those people that believe that one size does not fit all, and that is also true for alternative education. And she painted this picture of we need to have a place where students can go to get their needs met. We may not have the program for them at the time, but we can create that, we can provide the resources necessary, and we need to get this thing done so we can have all student needs met. And so she painted a compelling enough picture that we had a meeting and we started brainstorming about it. And I remember we were drawing things on the whiteboard. We had sticky notes everywhere. If you were a part of that sticky note meeting, would you raise your hand? Anyone here that was part of it? A couple sticky note people. Thank you for your brainstorming all those years ago. She has a deep belief that we need to meet kids where they are, and we need to give them what they need in order to be successful. So she's going to be speaking on behalf of the district, and it just so happens that it's also her 30th birthday today. So I don't actually know the number, but I do know it's her birthday. So Dale, come on up.
Thank you. 30th. He usually says with Mr. Vickery, it's like his 65th. So thank you, Mike, for shooting low and not shooting high. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being out here today. I am beyond excited. My dad would say two-tailed puppy, right? But I would like to thank everyone who made this happen. It's been such a long time since we dreamed about this Pathway Center, and Travis, I believe, was sketching it out on the back of a piece of paper and just getting people around the idea of how can we centralize and serve students' needs? How can we centralize the information that kids and families and our school staff need? We knew that we needed a place that all people could access and come to and have equitable and equal access to information and good programming. A lot of discussion, planning, and teamwork went into brainstorming this, and we knew that having a centralized space would be key, one that was on the bus track as well as accessible through our Max Rail and all of the support services close by us. We already had a foundation for career in college, and I want to thank Brooke Nova in particular for her great leadership, who is just so inspiring and incredible at networking with people and convincing them to get involved in supporting our kids and our community. And Travis Ryman, who's just been a great partner in that work with Brooke. And then just our principals and staff, both teaching staff as well as CTE staff and staff here at Miller, just working really hard to figure out ways to support students. We focused on a location that would be accessible, and Oak Street campus was ideal. Again, not only is it central with all of the services, there also are great access to community partners like PCC down the road, and health services, and a lot of the partners that we have with the city that support our kids in internships. We also knew that we needed space so that staff could meet with kids. We definitely heard from our students that it would be important for us to be able to meet all their needs. This definitely is a place that as we listen to students, we heard things like, I just want to find a place that I could just come and do my work. That's here. We heard students say, I have friends that sometimes the mitigating factor is that they don't have a place to wash their clothes or to have a shower. They can do that here. So we really tried to remove all the barriers that might get in the way of a student being ready for school and having access to a career in college. So I am just so excited that we have this space, and you will see a reset of the Oak Street campus here. We heard from our kids, and they said, we really want to feel like we're in college, and we know that we do have an early college, but we also have programs that meet students' needs throughout this campus. And so this will be the Oak Street campus. We have our Pathway Center building. We have our Stan Miller Community Center, because Stan Miller is the core of our community here at our Visioning campus. And then we also have our David Hill building. So it really gives us an opportunity for us to continue to grow programming for our students. So thank you so much for coming out this morning. I'm just very excited to have everyone here and look forward to what is to come for our kids here on this campus. And I'd like to call up Amy Torres, principal of Oak Street Campus, who will provide a direct role in these services.
All right. Hopefully you can hear me. I've been told I have a little bit of a loud voice. I am so proud to be HSD and all of us working together to support the students. I'm excited to be serving on the Oak Street campus. This is where I started my journey when I was in second grade at David Hill. So it's a real full circle for all of us here. And we're really proud of being able to provide important resources for our students here en district-wide. Estoy muy orgullosa de ser HSD, de todos nosotros trabajando juntos para apoyar a nuestros estudiantes. Estoy emocionada de servir en el plantel de Oak Street y servir a la comunidad con recursos importantes para nuestros estudiantes y familias aquí en todo el distrito. I want to be sure that you have a beautiful folder that has these resources and information listed on there, so take a look at that. If you have any questions, we'll be available to answer any questions that you have of us. There's also an email there, osc@hsd.k12.or.us. You can reach us there so that we have a general place where we can get people to get help. Quiero asegurarme de que vea la información en las carpetas. Los recursos están allí y háganos saber si hay cualquier cosa que podemos hacer para servirles a ustedes o su familia. Even though we just started in the Pathway Centers building, I know we're already making an impact on our students' lives with our programs and services. Aunque acabamos de comenzar el edificio de Pathways, sé que ya estamos teniendo un impacto en la vida de nuestros estudiantes con nuestros programas y servicios. A student shared a couple weeks ago, I'm afraid of failing. I got a job at a store and I'm working with older people who are kind of stuck. I don't want that. I feel like now I have clearer goals and I'm more dedicated to working on those goals, like completing my GED. Un estudiante compartió, tengo miedo de fracasar. Conseguí un trabajo en una tienda y estoy trabajando con personas mayores que están un poco atrapadas. No quiero eso. Siento que ahora tengo metas más claras y estoy más dedicado a trabajar en estas metas, como completar mi GED. Last week, we met with the student and their family who were looking for options. After discussing their strengths and coming up with a plan, the student shared, I was ready to drop out, but I don't feel hopeless anymore. La semana pasada nos reunimos con un estudiante y su familia que buscaban opciones. Después de discutir sus fortalezas y tener un plan, el estudiante compartió, estaba lista para abandonar la escuela, pero ya no me siento sin esperanza. These are just a couple of examples of what Pathway Centers and Oak Street Campus resources and services will do for our students. Dale's and others' dreams are producing a new exciting realities, and how Yadira said, it's about our students' lives and future and success, academically and as members of our community. These impacts will be far-reaching and long-standing, and I thank you all for your support in building the future. Esos son algunos ejemplos de que los recursos y servicios de Pathway Center y el plantel de Oak Street harán para nuestros estudiantes. Los dueños de Dale y Yadira están aquí viendo para poder mejorar el futuro de nuestros estudiantes académicamente y como miembros de nuestra comunidad. Los impactos serán de largo alcance y duraderos. Les agradezco a todos por su apoyo en la construcción del futuro. Mike, you ready to unveil the plaque?
I'm ready.
All right, ¿están listos? Here we go.
All right, as we start to transition over there, just want to thank, where's Jane? She's running around here, the organizer of MUDs. So Jane, thank you for organizing all this. Brooke, thanks for everything that you did to make this a success as well. And on behalf of myself, Nancy Tom, our board of directors that are here, Nancy Thomas, Erica Lopez, and Yadira Martinez, thank you for being here and sharing in this. And with that, we will unveil the plaque. All right, here we go. All right. All right, we'll also just unveil the plaque here. Good. All right, and for those of you that can't read it, it does list all of the, which would be everybody except me. It does also say the name of all of the board members that have been a part of this, and that's Mark Watson, Lisa Allen, Martin Granum, Erica Lopez, Jackie Spross, Nancy Thomas, Wayne Clift, Sheehan Kim, Yadira Martinez, Kim Strelchin, and Monique Ward. It also mentions our capital projects officer, who is Adam Stewart, as well as the two key figures, BLRB architects and 5-star builders. So with that, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for everything that you did to make this happen. And I hope we have a great day. We are going to be providing tours here. And where's Jane to tell us about that?